At some point across the last 5, 10, maybe even 15 years, in virtually every organization around the world, the CEO woke up one day and decided, we need to be a more customer centric organization. If we're going to sell, if we're going to really meet our customers' needs, if we're going to grow the way we want to grow, we really have to put the customer at the center of everything that we do. And commercial leaders, of course, were like, glory, hallelujah, let's get on board because it makes a ton of sense, right? Let's not be supplier centric and focus on our products and our speeds and feeds and features and benefits. Let's actually do this from sort of an empathetic perspective and understand what's really going on in the customer's world and be a little less supplier centric and a little bit more customer centric. And there's all sorts of versions of this that you hear around the world, right? I can't tell you how many different campaigns I've seen called customer 360 or customer at the center or customer middle or the year of the customer and customer centricity in some fashion or another. But what's interesting is as we go to execute on those really good intentions of putting the customer at the middle, we then start asking some really tough questions. And they're logical questions. Ask things like, well, what challenges are customers actually facing? Or what solutions are our customers actually pursuing? Or what points of friction are customers experiencing? Or what kind of experience would even make customers more loyal or more satisfied or more willing to recommend? So good intentions, we put the customer at the center of everything that we do, and we ask all those questions from the perspective of our customers. But here's where I think it gets actually kind of interesting because if you really just all you have to do is kind of scratch the surface, just even a little bit, to really understand what's going on with these questions that we're asking with really good intentions. Because all of these questions that have this sort of veneer of customer centricity really tend not to be about the customer nearly so much as we'd like to think they are, right? So when we ask, what challenges are our customers actually facing, we tend to always have a little of us at the end. So what challenges are customers facing as they consider us as a provider? What solutions are customers looking to buy from us? Or what points of friction are customers experiencing with us? Or what would make our customers more loyal to us, more satisfied with us, more willing to recommend us? And in fact, what you find is that much of this customer understanding and customer centricity effort that we've built out is actually not nearly as customer centric as supplier centric as we would have liked to have thought. And that's okay. I mean, this is a completely natural thing because there's just this natural gravitational pull towards thinking about the world from our perspective. Yes, I'm going to put myself in your shoes, but I'm going to put myself in your shoes to see how you think about me. It's like enough about me, now you think about me, right? And so I think here's a suggestion because I found this to be an incredibly powerful mental exercise in the research that I've been involved in over the years. Is let's take the word customer centricity. Watch, this is scary stuff, right? And take it perhaps just for a moment out of our vernacular. Let's not talk about customer centricity and being customer centric. Let's actually substitute it with being supplier agnostic. And what happens is if you, rather than think about customer centric, you start thinking about supplier agnostic, you get to actually a completely different place, a place where the range of ideas that you can generate in terms of where customers might be struggling is actually much broader. So you think about what challenges are customers facing, not just that we can address, but what challenges are they facing full stop? Because some of those challenges that they're facing may have nothing to do with us, but may in fact prevent them from ever getting to the point where they are considering challenges that have something to do with us. And if we don't understand those dynamics, we don't really understand where we fit in. So the supplier agnostic view of customer challenges becomes quite critical. What solutions are customers really seeking, not just with us, but what kinds of solutions are they seeking in general? Because when you do that, you might face actually the one thing that none of us like to admit is maybe the solutions that they're seeking have nothing to do with us at all. But that's actually a really important thing to know, an important thing to understand. Or what points of friction are customers not just experiencing from us, but what points of friction are customers experiencing along their purchase journey that have nothing to do with us at all? Because something we've talked about in many of these breakdown videos before is those are points where we actually might be able to help. Even though we weren't the cause of the friction, we could in fact be the solution. And if we start thinking about points of friction or friction points beyond our organization or beyond the boundary spanning sort of experience between their company and our company, we can identify more ways to help than we would have ever thought possible. And rather, what kinds of experiences will make customers more loyal or more satisfied or more willing to recommend us? what would make them more loyal to a course of action, to a solution? Because if we can attach ourselves to a solution to which they feel very loyal, that's a very powerful place to be. Where we are not sort of the thing we're solving for. It's funny because it's like, let's be customer centric and solve for X. We're still the X, right? So if we could find a way to take ourselves out of the picture just temporarily, I think you'll find that you wind up in the middle of the picture more often than you would otherwise. Let's not think so much customer centric, but supplier agnostic within the customer centricity world. And I think you get to some really, really interesting places.